Advantages and disadvantages of shared VPS, dedicated and cloud hosting. Shared hosting, VPS, dedicated servers, and the cloud are all popular options for hosting websites and online applications. Each of these types of accommodation has its own specific advantages and disadvantages. Shared hosting is affordable and easy to set up, but can be limited in terms of performance and shared resources. VPS offer greater flexibility and improved performance, but can be more expensive. Dedicated servers guarantee optimum performance and dedicated resources, but require greater technical expertise and investment. The cloud offers high scalability and availability, but may require more complex configuration. By understanding the pros and cons of each option, you'll be able to choose the one that best suits your hosting needs. Introduction to web hosting. Understanding web hosting. Web hosting is a service that enables companies and individuals to publish a website or web page on the internet. A web host, or web hosting service provider, is a company that supplies the technologies and services needed to make a website or web page available on the internet. Websites are stored, or hosted, on special computers called servers. Web hosting works by storing your website files on public access servers. When a user types your web address into their browser, their computer connects to the server where your web pages are stored and downloads them for the user to view and interact with. Understanding web hosting is the first step to choosing the type of hosting that best suits your needs. The different types of web hosting. There are several types of web hosting options available, each with its own advantages and disadvantages. Shared hosting is the most affordable option, where many websites share the same server and its resources. It's a great option for small websites and blogs. VPS hosting, or virtual private server, is a type of hosting where you share a server with others, but have your own portion of the server's resources dedicated solely to your website. Dedicated server hosting is where you rent an entire server for your website. This is the most expensive solution, but offers the most control and resources. Finally, cloud hosting uses a network of virtual servers to host websites, offering high scalability and availability. It's important to understand these different shapes to choose the best one for your needs. Shared hosting. The advantages of shared hosting. Shared hosting offers several advantages that make it a good option for many users. First of all, it's generally the most affordable hosting solution, making it ideal for small businesses, blogs, and personal websites. What's more, most shared hosting providers offer plans with features included, such as support for popular scripting languages, databases, and website creation tools. What's more, they usually take care of server maintenance, including updates and backups, so you don't have to worry about these technical tasks. Finally, shared hosting is generally very easy to use, with intuitive control panels that make it simple to manage your website. This makes it ideal for beginners or those who are not very comfortable with technology. The disadvantages of shared hosting. Despite its many advantages, shared hosting also has its drawbacks. The main concern is that you are sharing server resources with other websites. If any of these sites experience an increase in traffic or overuse of server resources, this can affect your site's performance. In addition, due to the shared nature of hosting, there may be security issues. Although shared hosting providers take steps to secure their servers, sharing a server with others can increase the risk of hacking or other security problems. Finally, customization and flexibility options may be limited with shared hosting. For example, you may not be able to install certain software or perform certain server configurations. These limitations may not be a problem for smaller websites, but they can hinder the growth and expansion of larger sites. VPS, Virtual Private Server, Hosting. Advantages of VPS hosting. VPS hosting offers a number of advantages, especially for websites that have outgrown shared hosting. First of all, a VPS offers more resources and greater flexibility than shared hosting. You have your own portion of server space, isolated from other users. This means that the behavior of other sites on the server will not affect your site. What's more, with a VPS, you have total control over your hosting environment. You can choose the operating system, install your own software, and adjust the server settings to suit your needs. What's more, many VPS providers offer scalable plans, meaning you can easily add resources as your site grows. Although more expensive than shared hosting, the extra flexibility and control offered by a VPS can make it a cost-effective option for many websites. Disadvantages of VPS hosting. Despite its advantages, VPS hosting also has its drawbacks. One of the main ones is cost. A VPS is generally more expensive than shared hosting, although less expensive than a dedicated server. If you're a small business or a website with a limited budget, this could be a factor to consider. What's more, although you have more control with a VPS, it also comes with more responsibility. You may need to manage your own maintenance and security, which may require some technical expertise. Finally, although resources are more generous than with shared hosting, they are still limited. If your website is growing fast or experiences significant traffic peaks, you may need more resources than a VPS can offer. These drawbacks don't make VPS hosting a bad option, but they are factors to consider when choosing your hosting solution. Dedicated server. The advantages of a dedicated server. A dedicated server offers the highest level of resources and control. It's an excellent option for high-traffic websites and businesses requiring maximum performance and security. With a dedicated server, you rent an entire server for your website, which means that all server resources are dedicated to your website. This translates into high performance, as there are no other websites to share and drain server resources. What's more, dedicated servers offer total control over the hosting environment. You can choose the operating system, install any software, and configure the server exactly to your needs. Finally, dedicated servers offer the highest level of security. Since you're the only user on the server, there's less risk of hacking or malicious attacks from other users on the same server. Disadvantages of dedicated servers. Despite its many advantages, dedicated server hosting also has its drawbacks. The most obvious is cost. Dedicated servers are generally the most expensive hosting option, which can make them inaccessible to small businesses or websites on a limited budget. What's more, managing a dedicated server requires a certain level of technical expertise. You'll be responsible for server maintenance, software updates, security management, and more. If you don't have this expertise in-house, you may need to hire additional staff or use managed services, which can increase costs. Finally, although you have total control over the server, it comes with an added responsibility. If something goes wrong, there's no one else to blame. Cloud hosting. Advantages of cloud hosting. Cloud hosting offers a series of unique advantages over other types of hosting. First of all, it's extremely scalable. Unlike a dedicated server or VPS, where you're limited by the physical capacity of the server, a cloud hosting service can add or remove resources on demand. This makes it ideal for websites with variable or fast-growing traffic. What's more, cloud hosting is often more reliable. Instead of being hosted on a single server, your site is distributed across a network of servers. If one fails, another can take over. This can also improve performance, as the network can handle requests more efficiently. Finally, many cloud hosts operate on a pay-what-you-use model, which can be more cost-effective for sites with fluctuating traffic levels. Disadvantages of cloud hosting. Despite its many advantages, cloud hosting also has its drawbacks. One of the biggest is complexity. With a dedicated server or VPS, you have total control over a single server. With cloud hosting, your site is spread over several servers, which can make management and troubleshooting more complicated. What's more, while scalability is often cited as an advantage of cloud hosting, it can also be a disadvantage. If your traffic suddenly increases, your hosting bill can also rise significantly. Finally, security can be a concern in a cloud environment. While most cloud hosting providers offer robust security measures, storing data on multiple servers can present security and compliance challenges. So, it's important to choose a supplier who takes safety seriously. Comparison and recommendations. Choose the accommodation that's right for you. Each type of accommodation has its advantages and disadvantages, and the best choice for you depends on your specific needs. If you're just starting out or have a small website, shared hosting could be a good option. For larger sites or those requiring more resources, a VPS or dedicated server might be a better option. If you need significant scalability and are prepared to pay for it, cloud hosting could be the best choice. Whatever type of hosting you choose, make sure you choose a reputable provider that offers good customer service, speed, and security. Don't forget that the choice of hosting is an important decision that can have a significant impact on the success of your website. So it's crucial to take the time to understand your needs and evaluate the various options before making a decision.